Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was a live press conference by British Prime Minister Boris Johnson on the Russian-Ukrainian crisis. And we are back to celebrate with you the International Women's Day. And we're very much honored to have with us here in the studio Her Excellency Ambassador Suad Chalabi, Assistant Foreign Minister, and also Director of the Egyptian African Center for Women, EACW. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for being with us today.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
And on the 8th of March, we celebrate women's achievements and how to raise also awareness against bias, against discrimination with all its forms, how to take action for equality, and all positive steps in our episode today. How do you see that?
First, I would like to congratulate all the women in the world on occasion of the International Women's Day. And of course, it is celebrated here as much as it is celebrated all over the world. And we are proud women in Egypt because we are part of the world and we are succeeding every day in achieving gender equality.
Yes.
And this year, the United Nations is celebrating UN Women, celebrating Women's International Women's Day by raising the slogan of climate change, because these are the two challenges that we are facing in the world. The two global challenges are climate change and gender equality. So if we link both, then we will have a beautiful scenario that will even be able to fight pandemics, fight the conflicts in the world, fight the climate change.
Definitely, yes.
And this is what I hope that we can do in the 2022.
Yes. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has already affirmed that Egypt over the coming 2 years will focus on those two main issues: empowering women economically and combating the negative impacts of terrorism and extremism against women. So how do you see those two goals set by President el-Sisi in the coming 2 years?
Well, we are saying that we are living, the women of Egypt are living the golden age, because of course the women have gained a lot of rights and have acquired many high positions that are even were not accepted before. For instance, we have seen the female judges take part for the first time in Egypt on the State Council.
Yes, last week.
Benches. This was 98 judges were given the right, and this was the first time in the Egyptian history.
Yes.
Of course, before that, we were the judges were allowed, female judges were allowed, and of course, the commitment of the state towards women. It is doing this according to the Constitution, because Article 11 states that the state is committed to for gender equality and for giving the women of Egypt the right to vote, the right, equal rights for political, civilian, social, economic. We have witnessed all this during these from 2014 until now. We are witnessing every day more commitments toward gender equality.
Yes.
Now, to link it with climate change is very important, because as you have seen, the women of Egypt have fought the pandemic. So they are able also to fight the climate change, because they are the ones who are living in the problems of climate change and the use of the technology. They need to use the technology in order to change from fossils to green environment. So the women of Egypt have proven that they have been able, like you have seen during the pandemic, the nurses, the doctors, the civil workers, all the women have been engaged in this pandemic. And now we are asking for the women to become also engaged in environmental issues so that they can help in fighting the climate change, which is going to affect everybody actually, not only the women. It's going to affect the whole the families and the whole of the societies.
Yes. So how can women achieve those two goals with the contribution of the civil society and the governmental institutions, of course, if we're talking about those two goals, gender equality and climate change? What would be the role of everyone in this regard?
Yes, of course, the economic empowerment and of course the NGOs, giving funding the non-governmental institutions that are focused on women's issues. And also a very important issue is, as you mentioned, the fighting the gender-based violence, because the Egyptian police, for instance, have got a lot of training in order to stop the violence in the streets against women, and also the harassing, and this has been behind our back. I feel that we have succeeded very much in this issue, in order that we have been criminalizing any harassing of
acts of violence
and harassment, even at work. And there is also the National Council for Women, who is doing a great job in order, and has put a strategy for the future of women until 2030, that will give women more and more rights. And of course we are congratulating the Egyptian women today, but we need also more in the future.
Definitely.
In order to fight the violence, and also to gain more public and also to become part of the parliament, to have more voice in the parliament and in the upper house.
Yes. Well, I'd like to thank you very much, Your Excellency Ambassador Saad Chalabi, Assistant Foreign Minister and Director of the Egyptian African Center for Women. Thank you very much. Always an honor having you with us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us in this very special edition of Women's World, and happy International Women's Day for all of you. Thank you.